some issues in the NFL are very easy to see. And when you have a star quarterback, it's even easier to see your issues. Kansas City's offense is struggling. We know it's not Andy Reid, and it's not Mahomes, and it's not Kelsey. They need another receiver. Rashee Rice and Kadarius Toney, it's just not good enough. Now, again, they'll get to the playoffs. They'll win their division. They'll probably end up in the AFC Championship. I don't think this receiving core can beat a San Francisco or a Philadelphia. I don't. But it's pretty easy to see that. Denver's issues are more complex, or are they? The defense has fallen off the ledge. Probably got to spend a lot of draft capital on defense and get a new DC. But Russell Wilson is an enigma. He's only 34 years old. He has no major injuries. He is a ghost of his former self. Listen, you can, in the Denver media, it's not Russell, it's not the offense. Yes, it is. When you trail 13-0 and you know it's over, it's the quarterback. You wouldn't feel that way with Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. You wouldn't feel that way with Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson. You wouldn't feel that way. 13-0, hell, 10-0, it felt over. And that's with Cortland Sutton, a very strong number 2 receiver. Greg Dulcich, excellent young tight end. Upgrades on the offensive line. And Sean Payton won a Super Bowl as a winning record against every quarterback he's ever coached for any duration. Russell had a finger injury. That's it. On his throwing hand his last year in Seattle. But even that year, he finished with a 103 passer rating, 25 touchdowns, just 6 picks. He was still really good. And that's behind a shaky O-line. 25 touchdowns, 6 picks, 103 passer rating, bad O-line, winning games. What my eyes tell me, I watched the entire game, and what my eyes tell me, that his mobility and elusiveness and escapability and the ability to extend plays was a much larger part of his success than I gave it credit for. I thought that was his off-speed pitch. I thought intelligence, pre-snap, pocket passer, and he moves a little. No, that's not it. I was wrong. And Pete Carroll saw it. His elusiveness, his mobility, his escapability was probably 60% of his game. I thought it was 20 or 30. He's a pitcher that threw 99, and now it's 93. And that's the difference between an all-star pitcher and getting hit. That's it. I gave his pocket awareness IQ a lot of credit. I always thought the elusiveness, hey, it's a great curveball. What a nice additive. Now that was it. And he's going to be 35 soon, and it's not there. Pete Carroll knows personnel. He's like, hey, if it's just going to be pocket stuff, Geno's better than Russ. And right now, the last year and a half, Geno is better than Russ throwing from the pocket. So, and it's not going to get better. Russell's getting older. So, plus, and the weird thing is, from what we can tell from players literally saying publicly they didn't love Russ in Seattle, he wasn't beloved in that locker room. And he was an insider. He was Pete's guy. He drafted him. John Snyder, Pete, that was their guy. They protected him. We've seen stories now. They kind of protected him. He's not Sean Payton's guy. He's an outsider in Denver with a big mansion on the hill and the beautiful wife. He's an outsider. So he doesn't have that protective mechanism, which I don't think he realized quite in Seattle. He saw Pete sometimes as a barrier to his success. But the truth is, in the NFL, if the GM and the coach draft you and you win a Super Bowl, they're your ally. Doesn't mean they think you're perfect. They're going to go look at Mahomes' workout. They're going to go watch Josh Allen's workout. But you're their guy. Them finding you in the 3rd round, that makes Pete and John look like geniuses, too, and you. So, how do you fix the defense? It's not that hard. It really isn't. Go hit on 4 draft picks. Seattle did it. You can hit on 4 draft picks, get a new DC. You can fix stuff in a year. Bill Parcells, as a GM, took the Dolphins from 1-15 to 11 wins with Tony Sperano as the coach. He found a guy like you, coach, I'll fix the roster. You can fix a lot of problems in this league easily. The Russell Wilson component fixing, not easy. Now it gets interesting. Mike Lombardi is a former NFL GM. He had a tweet this morning. He said, nobody's going to touch Russell Wilson now. But if he's on the roster for the 5th day of the league year in 2024, his 2025 salary becomes fully guaranteed. And that's $37 million. Yikes. The Broncos will have to eat the $17 million guaranteed for the 2024 season as Wilson either continues to play or move to the TV booth. You can honestly say without 1 ounce of hesitation, the next 11 games are the last games Bronco fans will see Wilson in their uniform. And I believe it's the only reasonable conclusion. Great college quarterback draft class. Denver currently has the number 2 pick. Sean Payton wants his guy. You can keep running this back. It doesn't work. Russ is going to be 35. I made a mistake. I thought his running and elusiveness was a small component to his game. It was much bigger. So it was interesting. Everybody likes I shouldn't say everybody likes Deion Sanders. He has added a great bit of enthusiasm for college football, and I think it's wonderful. So he's not a fan of these primetime kickoffs. The Buffaloes will play late into the night once again tonight, Friday. They host Stanford. Folsom Field's sold out in Colorado. The students probably love it, but it won't start until 8 p.m. Mountain Time. He said, quote, "Who makes these 8 o'clock games? Dumbest thing ever. I prefer high school games on Friday, college games on Saturday, and pro football on Sunday and Monday night. But football is now America's #1 TV show. And frankly, it's not even close. And college football ratings are up 12%. They're going to be up another 12 to 15 next year because of USC, Washington, Oregon, UCLA in the conference with Michigan, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Penn State, Iowa, Nebraska. They're going up, up, up. So you think football dominates TV now? Just wait. It's the world we live in. And I've accepted it. I'm not an idealist. I'd love a Chick-fil-A sandwich every Sunday. It's not available. I'd love to never spend another second in the DMV. I will. I see people all the time on the interweb, Twitter, yelling, screaming, miserable, complaining about the world. I care about my wife, my kids, and my business. Everything else is commentary. You can't change things. When the Pac-12 started blowing up and eroding and disbanding, people said, Colin, you're a Pac-12 guy. It's a $2 billion deal. I've accepted it. I looked for the positives. Go spend time on X complaining about the world. The Sonics left Seattle. Colin, you should be outraged. Howard Schultz owned the team, made a mistake, sold it to a guy who said he'd keep it in the Northwest, didn't. It's a multiple billion-dollar deal. You can spend your life complaining. I'm not an idealist. Every Sunday, I'm driving around and see Chick-fil-A. Every Sunday, I want to stop in because I don't want to cook. It's not open. They've got their reasons. It's their reasons. Stop fighting stuff you have no chance to change. Baseball fans, root for the Yankees to get good. You don't have to change because the wild card teams are winning. It's the way it is. It's okay. It's cool that Philadelphia upset Atlanta. I like the D-backs beat the Dodgers. Dodgers didn't have an ace, and their two best hitters couldn't hit. 1 for 21, Freeman and Mookie. Arizona deserved a win. Take a deep breath. Football has changed. It is now driven by networks. Don't have to love it. It's our reality. Friday and Saturdays now, you're going to have some college football. And here comes the 12-team playoff and conference realignment, and you can tell me you're never going to watch again. Ratings are truth serum. Up 12% this year, add another 12% next year. USC will be playing Michigan, Washington, Wisconsin, Oregon, Penn State. Going to be far more captivating than regional games I've watched my entire life. Deion is upset, but the truth is they're getting moved to Friday because he's succeeding. That's why he's on TV, because they're interesting. If they got blown out by 40 points by TCU, would he be happier not having people want him on television? It is the reality. I don't like Thursday night games. I really don't, NFL. I don't really like them. I don't think the quality's very good. Have you seen what Amazon profits on a daily basis? We're going to have Thursday games. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.